Spanish can sometimes feel like this big, secret code, right? But what if I told you that you only need a couple of keys to start cracking it wide open? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We'll use these simple notes to figure out the absolute basics. Ready? Let's dive in.
Okay, let's start with a word pretty much everyone on the planet knows. H-O-L-A. Now, if you're like me, your English-speaking brain is just screaming to say hola, right? But nope, this is our very first clue. In Spanish, it's just hola. And figuring out the why behind that, well, that's our first key to cracking this whole thing. So, that one little silent letter in hola, it's the perfect lead-in to our first section here, getting the sounds of Spanish right. And seriously, this part is a total game changer. Once you get a feel for how the letters sound, you can pretty much look at any word and give it a good shot. So yeah, let's start with that sneaky ghost letter we just ran into.
And here it is. Rule number 1. The silent H. You literally just pretend it's not there. It's a ghost letter. So that's why hola becomes hola. And see this other word, hermano, which means brother? Same deal. It's hermano. Just knowing this one simple thing makes a ton of Spanish words suddenly easy to say.
Okay, here's another fun one. When you see a double L together, your first instinct is probably that L sound, right? Like in hello. But in Spanish, nope. It makes a Y sound, like the Y in yellow. So this word for chair, silla, isn't silla, it's silla. How cool is that? It's just a little switch, but it unlocks so many words for you.
All right, so we're getting a handle on the sounds. That's awesome. Now let's switch gears a bit. We're going to move from how you say words to how words, well, how they work. And this brings us to our next big puzzle, something that can feel super weird for us English speakers, the gender puzzle. Yep, in Spanish, every single noun has a gender. And I'm not kidding, I mean everything. It's not just about people. We're talking about a house, a car, even a book is either masculine or feminine. I know, it feels a little strange at first, but trust me, it's a huge piece of the puzzle. The good news? Spanish leaves little clues everywhere to help us figure it all out.
So what's the secret? Well, a lot of the time, the biggest clue is the very last letter of the word. Here's the number one rule of thumb. If a word ends in an O, it's almost always masculine. You see it right here, abuelo for grandfather, or libro for book. And you guessed it, if it ends in an A, it's usually feminine, like abuela for grandmother, or playa for beach. O for masculine, A for feminine. That's your biggest cheat code right there. Okay, so we've got the rule down. But let's level up. Here are two more super helpful patterns for spotting feminine words. If you see a word that ends in dad, like ciudad, that's city, it's going to be feminine. Same thing for words ending in ion, like afición, which means hobby. Spotting these endings, that's going to feel like a superpower, I promise. All right, check this out. We can pronounce words, we can figure out their gender. What's next? Well, how about we make more of them? It's time to go from one to many. And the best part? Making words plural in Spanish is actually super simple.
Look how easy this is. It really just comes down to two simple rules. First, look at the last letter. If it's a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, you just slap an S on the end. So libro becomes libros. Easy. Now, if it ends in any other letter, a consonant, you just add ES. So afición becomes aficiones. And that's basically it. Vowel gets an S, consonant gets an ES. Done. Okay, let's talk about those little marks you see floating over the letters. I know they can look kind of scary at first, but here's the thing. They're not there to confuse you. They're actually your friends. Think of them like little road signs that tell you exactly how to say the word. All right, first up is this little slash, the acute accent. It's basically pointing at a vowel and shouting, "Hey, put the stress here." So it's dia, not dia. Simple. Then we have this little squiggly line, the tilde. You'll only ever see it chilling on top of an N. It totally changes that N sound to a ñ sound, like an año or mañana. And last but not least, these two little dots, the diaeresis. They're like a little alarm bell for the letter U, telling you to actually say the U sound in combinations like gue or gui, as in pinguino. See what I mean? They're just helpful little instructions. Okay, we've decoded the sounds, we've decoded the accents, but there's one more piece of the puzzle. What is up with the upside-down punctuation? Okay, this is honestly one of my favorite things about written Spanish. It's so smart. In English, you have to read a whole sentence before you realize it's a question, right? Well, in Spanish, they give you a heads up right from the start with an upside-down question mark. It's like the sentence is saying, hey, Get ready. I'm about to ask you something. And it's the exact same idea for exclamations. You get that upside-down mark at the beginning and the regular one at the end. It basically puts the whole excited phrase in a frame so you know right away to read it with some energy. Like, buena suerte, good luck.
So, let's pull it all together. This is your Cracked the Code cheat sheet. Remember, H is silent. Double L sounds like a Y. For genders, O is usually your masculine clue, and A, dod, or yon are your big feminine clues. To make something plural, just add S for a vowel or ES for a consonant. And finally, those accents and punctuation marks, they're not scary, they're your roadmap. Seriously, just these few rules right here, they are going to blow the doors open for you.
And there you have it. We took some pretty simple notes and found the keys to start unlocking the Spanish code. You now have the tools to look at a new word and not feel confused, but actually feel curious. So, you've got your new decoder ring on. What's the first Spanish word you're going to go out there and try to pronounce?